And it's anantam, it's unending bliss. And actually that's what we find out when we do this tapasa. It's actually not painful at all, isn't it? Why on earth do we keep on doing this? Because it's actually not painful. So it just looks painful because Maya is the agent telling us that it will be painful. But she's lying. Maya is trying to cheat us here. She's actually the person who says that tapa will be painful for us. But Krishna doesn't say that. Krishna says, tapo devyam yasmat sokyam, yasmat brahma sokyam tu anantam. This tapa, it will give you unending happiness and bliss. That's what Krishna says. Maya says that tapa will give us pain and misery, and it will be very heavy for us. But actually Krishna says just the opposite. And Maya will also say, tapa, it will be heavy for your mind, also you will be troubled. But Krishna says, no, it will give you peaceful mind. So you see, there's two opposites here. So we just have to choose, who are we going to trust, who are we going to listen to? Are we going to listen to Maya, or are we going to listen to Krishna? And if we listen to Krishna and follow, we will see that actually whenever we do a step towards Krishna with tapa, you see we become much more relieved in the heart, we feel more peaceful, more blissful, we feel more happy. Isn't that amazing? So we're in a kind of special situation. But the more we just listen to Krishna and follow him, the more we'll get out of this illusion. Because the illusion is after all called moha. What does moha mean? Illusion, but also delusion. It means we become deluded, we become fooled. So it's a delusion. Whenever we hear something which cannot be backed up by the Shastra, then we shouldn't take it, for truth. We should have some backing up from the Shastra. As we learned, that's the tapasya of the speaker. What was that then? Svadhyaya. Svadhyaya means the study of Vedic scripture, and abhyasana means to practice the study of the Vedic scriptures. It means we talk in learned circles, Prabhupada says, in learned circles, everything we say must be backed up by statements from the Shastra. And actually Prabhupada's statement is as good as the Shastra. It is purely representing the Shastra. And whenever we check out something that Prabhupada says, where Prabhupada is not directly referring to Shastra, whenever I checked it out and try and see, is there anywhere in the Shastra, and I did some research and try and find, maybe this is actually in the Shastra what Prabhupada says. And actually it was. He was just quoting from some other Purana somewhere or some other Upanishad. But it was actually, Shastric. But maybe there in the purport he didn't, say this is from the Shastra. But actually whatever Prabhupada says, you can quote it back. Other devotees, they did a lot of research on this in Prabhupada's purport, and they found that everything Prabhupada says, it all is backed up by the Shastra. Whatever he says is amazing. He's just so Shastric that whatever came out of Prabhupada's mouth, it was, in line of the acharyas. Either the previous acharyas had said it, or it's directly there in the Shastra. But also the previous acharyas are also talking according to the Shastra. So in that way we're very safe with Prabhupada. And we're not safe when we're not with Prabhupada, okay? If we read any other scripture and we don't have Prabhupada's commentary, we are really on thin ice, really. We should never leave the shelter of Prabhupada. That's also one of the tapas we have to do. Stay with Prabhupada, just like that. So Prabhupada says, every human being is meant simply for this tapa and for no other business, because by penance one can realize his self. And self-realization, not sense gratification, is the business of human life. That's also what Rishabhadev says. He says, how is the beginning of this verse? Tapodevyam verse, anybody remember? He says, Na I am Deha. He begins with our slogan, you're not this body. Na, not, I am this Deha, body. That's where we have it from, not this body. Na I am Deha. Deha Bhajam Niriloke. All of we are not this body, we are doing Deha Bhaja. We are engaging in the Bhaja of the body. We are Deha Bhaja. We have a bhajan with the body, We're doing something with the body. Nriloka, all the human beings. But what does Rishabhadeva think of this? We're not the body and we're doing, service with the body. Bhajati means service. So we're doing service for the body, for the senses. We're serving the senses. What does Rishabhadeva think about that? Anybody remembers? Nayam deho debardimdri loke, yeah? Kastan nakaman arati vidbujam. Yeah. He says this is also not very pleasant. He says to do service to the senses is not pleasing. This is very nicely said by Narottam Das Thakur. He says, I've been doing service to the senses for so many years, and they've never been thankful to me. Actually, the senses didn't never say thank you. Do they actually say thank you? No, they're very greedy. You know, the tongue and the belly, and they just want more and more and more. And also the eyes, if they see some sensual object, they just want more and more. The senses are greedy, and they never say thank you. So actually, Narottam Das Thakur is saying this very nicely here. Let's see if you can find it. So Narottam Das Thakur, he says that these senses, I've been their servant for such a long time, but still they didn't show any gratitude to me, and they didn't they didn't actually here it says, although I have rendered these servants to the senses so much, they have not shown any mercy to me. I have not been shamed, and I have not even been ashamed to serve them, nor have I ever desired to give them up. O my Lord, O head of the other dynasty, recently, however, my intelligence has been awakened. Jiv jago, Gaura Chandra Bola, Kota Nidra Jau, Maya Pisa Chirako. How long am I going to sleep on the lap of the witch Maya? It's only when you sleep on the lap of the witch Maya that we are serving the senses, actually. The senses are made by Maya. We shouldn't think anything else. But when we're waking up, Jiv Jago, when the Jiva is actually waking up, how can we wake up? By hearing the sound vibration of the scriptures from the Acharyas. So he says, O my Lord, O head of the Yadustan dynasty, recently, however, my intelligence has been awakened, and now I am giving them up. Due to transcendental intelligence, I now refuse to obey the unwanted orders of these desires, and now I come to you to surrender myself at your fearless lotus feet. Kindly engage me in your personal service and save me. So in that way, Lord Brahma he was saved. And then Prabhupada says that this tapa or penance was begun from the very beginning of the creation, and it was first adopted by the Supreme Spiritual Master Lord Brahma. By tapasya only can one get the profit of human life, and not by a polished civilization of animal life. The animal does not know anything except sense gratification in the jurisdiction of eat, drink, be merry, and enjoy. But the human being is made to undergo tapasya for going back to God and back home. So recently we had one nice devotee who went back home. It was Ajay Prabhu. Now he must have done some tapasya, because without tapasya we cannot go home, Srila Prabhupada says. And he says also, you have to go home by the guidance of the spiritual master. So I think we can look at we should think when a devotee passes away, we should try and deliberate a little bit about this and see what kind of example did you show, if he actually was successful. And we can always look to the elders, of course. The elders have lived longer than us, so that's why we always should respect the elders. My spiritual master said, if nothing else, at least they have more experience of this world. They have. So they have some more wisdom in that kind. So we saw that in his just 2 weeks or something before he left, what was he asking the devotees? He was asking for the blessings of all the devotees. Please pray for me so that I may go home back to Vrindavan. And of course we all thought that he was just preparing to take a plane to go to the physical Vrindavan and just be there in his last days to pass away there in the remembrance of Krishna. But actually the real going home back to Vrindavan, what is that? It's in the soul. Prabhupada explains that the physically we can be in Vrindavan, but we can be totally materialistic and into sense gratification. Then Prabhupada says then we're not better than the monkeys and hogs and dogs in Vrindavan. as we mentioned from Rishabhadeva, it says, Kastan kamam arate. This sense gratification, dehabhajam, is kastan, is troublesome. That's actually austere. Kastan also means austere. That's actually really austere to serve the senses, because we don't get anything back. The senses are not happy, they're just more and more greedy. What kind of masters are that? When we serve Krishna, we think that is austere, but Krishna is all the time, here, take my prasadam, and here he gives us a clap on the shoulder and says, oh, you're a Prabhu. Who else is calling us Prabhu? Is the senses calling us Prabhu when we serve them? Thank you, Prabhu. It was such a nice service you did. No, they don't say anything. They just, more and more, just feed me like this. They're not good to serve. So it's actually not the fact that serving Krishna is tapasya and serving the senses is actually gratification. It's the other way around. Actually, serving Krishna is the sense gratification, and serving the senses is the tapasya. You see, in illusion, everything becomes topsy-turvy. So we're being fooled here. That's all. We need to come to our senses. We just need to listen to the knowledge from the right source, and everything will become clear for us. Serving our senses is not sense gratification. Serving Krishna's senses is our real sense gratification. This is confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita. Yatra chittam yatya arambate chittam nirodam yoga sevaya. Yatra pashan tushtat. It said that actually when we do this, when the mind is stopping, going after all the sense objects, and we just focus on Krishna, serving Krishna, then actually Pashyan Atmani Tushyati, then actually the Atma becomes satisfied. We actually become satisfied in the self. And Krishna says this satisfaction is beyond anything else. He says, Yam labdva chaparam labham manyate nadikam tata. When you have gained this kind of satisfaction, na adikam tata, there is no other satisfaction which can compare to that. To see Krishna smiling in your heart is the best satisfaction of all. There cannot be any kind of satisfaction better than this. And when we have that kind of satisfaction, Krishna says further on, Guru Napi one is not disturbed even in the Nachanchalam. Guru Napi, even the most heavy kind of circumstances, and sometimes we think tapasya is very heavy, so sometimes it may be very heavy for our mind and senses. But Krishna says, Guru Napi, Navichalate, Nachanchalam. We will not be disturbed even in the most heavy kind of circumstances. If we try and satisfy Krishna, we will actually be happy and peaceful. Maybe a little while we will feel kind of distress, but that's just Krishna's test. Because we have to pay a price to get Krishna, and that's tapasya. That's the only price we pay. It's the tapodevam. Voluntarily we accept material pain for having the spiritual pleasure. Otherwise, what is the price we pay for having material pleasure? It is spiritual pain, right? So pain has to be there. Tapasya has to be there. We don't understand this, we forget this, that to enjoy in the material world, to enjoy our material senses, we have to pay by spiritual pain. It's pain in our heart when we leave Krishna for sense gratification. Krishna is not happy and the soul is not happy. There is conspiracy against Krishna. So that's why it's spiritual pain. Materially, when we go to Krishna and we fasting, we refrain from sex, we refrain from having so many material things. That's pain for the material mind. That's pain for the false ego. Then it's like, oh no, cold shower, oh no, I don't want to do that. That's just the false ego, that's just the material sense. They feel pain. But the soul feels happy when we take cold shower and we fasting for Krishna. Or we go out on the street in cold weather for Krishna. The soul feels happy and Krishna feels happy. So you see, you have to choose. But pain will be there. But the real pain for the matter, it doesn't matter. That's the slogan my Guru Maharaj gave you. If it's matter, it doesn't matter. Because it's not me. But it does matter if it's spiritual pain, because the spirit is me. So I will feel pain. But if the matter feels pain, who cares? It doesn't matter. But Maya will say, no, matter is you. So you feel pain. No. Shut up, Maya. It's not the fact. Jeev jaga, gora, chandra, bola, kota nidra, Maya, jaga, pisa, chir. How long am I going to sleep on the lap of the witch Maya? So this is explained. That actually when we're in Maya, we're embraced by Maya actually. And then she gradually takes the form of old age. It's explained in the Puranjana section in the Bhagavatam. That Maya, she takes the form of Kala Kanya. She's the daughter of time. She's old age. So now we can look at the example of Ajay Prabhu again. He got old age, but since he was a devotee of Krishna, he didn't become too disturbed by it. But otherwise, that old age is giving us so many diseases. We get mucus and bile in air. According to Ayurveda, they become totally out of balance, and then we are feeling really painful in the body, and it will all come to us because the body is made of Maya, so the body will go through this. You'll feel like hell in the body, but if you're devoted to Krishna, it will be no problem. It doesn't matter because I'm not matter. It doesn't matter because I'm not matter. So simple. So then old age can come and trouble us and everything, but still we remember Krishna, and still then we will go back to Krishna, and then Vanam gato yad dharim ashrateya, as Prahlad Maharaj says, just go to Vrindavan. Vanam, go to the Vana, go to the forest. Prabhupada just directly translated it. Vana means Vrindavan. He just writes it directly in the purport. Now in the translation of the verse. Just go to Vrindavan and take shelter of Hari. Hari is the one who gives relief. He's the only one who can give relief to us. And then it will be like this. You have defeated the rivals, as they said here, Sapatnam. Sapatnam means the rivals, and it's explained in Bhagavatam that the rivals, Prahlad Maharaj explains, the rivals are the senses. One sense is the eyes, they want to go to, that's like one wife taking the master to one room to try and enjoy with him, and then he has 7 or more wives. Sapatnam is also named for rival wives. Before the man had many wives, the king could have thousands of wives. So one wife wants the man to go into her room, another wife, the belly wants the man to go to another room, and the tongue wants the man to go to the third room, and the fourth room is the sense of hearing. So and we're just one person, just like the king is just one person, and he has so many wives, Sapatnam, rival wives. So then he's just torn apart. Like here and there, everybody's dragging, and that's what's happening in our head, in our mind. The mind is just torn apart. One wants to go to enjoy the music, another wants to enjoy some form, another the tongue, another the sense of touch. And we're just sitting there in the middle of it. Our mind is just torn apart. That's the problem, because we're just supposed to be one in unity in the mind. And then only can we be happy. We cannot be happy if the senses are dragging us like this. So if we're devoted, we have one mind still. We don't give in to that. And it said then, by your tapasyas, they say to the priests, by the power of your tapasya, you should defeat these enemies. In the same way, only by the power of the tapasya we can defeat the senses. And so Ajay Prabhu, he must have done some austerities. How else could he say like this? I want to go to Vrindavan, please pray for me, and 1 week later he's leaving. Maybe he went to Vrindavan, we don't know, but he was definitely into Krishna. So probably, he was thinking of Krishna. You cannot speak like that if you don't think about Krishna. It's impossible. He was a very simple person, very nice, friendly person. We can see, he had the behavior of a devotee, it's no doubt. So if you have the behavior of a devotee, then you're a devotee. And if you're a devotee, well, a devotee is going back to Krishna when he dies. It's a fact. So I think we can look at this example as, it's a good example, how to end your life. He was living very simply. He wasn't even married. His whole life, and he was so old. Would we be able to accomplish this and be so simple and not troubling? He was coming in the temple, he was peaceful, he was happy. It means he was advanced, Living such a simple life and, not making trouble for anybody. He never made trouble for anybody, he just was giving. He was one of the 2 biggest donors to the ISKCON temple. So he's showing a really nice example. So by this, I think we should end there and see the value, because he did the austerities. You cannot be like that if you don't do austerity. He did austerity of the mind, of the body, and also of the speaking. So we have so many good examples to see, both in practice and also from the scriptures. Any comments or questions?
Yeah, I mean, just to mention a few things. Like he brought these 2 pictures here we have in the temple.
He brought the 2 pictures also. Yeah.
Always was bringing mangoes for the devotees.
And that was also a habit he had, always bringing mangoes for Gorintai and then for the devotees. for the pleasure of the Lord is simply, he was bringing money. So it's such a sweet act there. He never claimed any beginning of fame. He was very low profile and down to earth person. Never big, arm movements and like, very cool and down to earth, humble person. This kind of behavior, is fit for going back to Vrindavan. Jai. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Now Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishna Rutale Shama Vishnu Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna.